My name is Gus. I live in a bus. I travel to take pictures of beautiful people, beautiful places, and I share my experiences with you. So let's go.
Never let my feelings show. I feel the most when I'm alone. But now the rush is longing to be waking up. I belong in your future, but I'm fighting in the dark. You never let your feelings show anymore. We don't kiss the way we used to.
I shot this in a semi-silhouette because the background's much more beautiful than I am. I sped it up so I look hungrier in the morning. It's still a bit chilly this morning. Nice to have a warm cup of coffee and some French fries. Today I plan to change my batteries from underneath the seat in the settee, which is right behind the driver, to the back and put them in my trunk. I want to have more storage space inside. I need to move those batteries so I can finish doing the floor, and I've got new wire to wire it properly rather than just in a makeshift way. I wanted very flexible wire to begin with because I was using my solar panels in a portable manner, and they would go in and out of my bus every morning. But I needed very flexible wire, and the only wire I could find at the time when I was doing it was probably too small for the job that I needed to do. So now I'm going to reinstall it a lot better. Not necessarily perfect, but a lot better. A friend of mine gave me a bunch of wire, and you know, that was one of the stumbling blocks, was finding a right gauge wire and not having to pay a whole bunch of money that I at the time probably didn't have. So I'm going to finish my breakfast, and then sometime when it warms up, I'm going to start working on my solar panel or solar system. And while I'm doing that, I'll be able to show you how I put all the parts and pieces together. First of all, I've got to take everything out of the area I call my trunk. The trunk is for all that stuff I don't want in the living portion of my bus, like a generator, gas, and diesel, and even my diesel heater in the summertime. This is a vinyl floor, and the rust residue you see is from the chairlift that used to be in here. It's empty. I get a chance to sweep it out. First step is disconnect the solar panels and tape up the loose ends. And I began drilling a hole through the bus where I'll have the wire go into the garage area from the solar panels. I didn't finish this because the bit broke, which is pretty common. I'll have to buy some more drill bits. I've got 4 batteries. They are 80 amp hours each, so I've got 320 amp hours of battery power. They are connected positive to positive and negative to negative, so they remain 12 volts. So after resting with no charge, they are at 12.8 volts. I got them used 2 years ago and have abused them ever since. Now I've got to put some terminals on that new wire. I'm making some bus bars, and one will be positive, so I'm painting it red. They're going to act as a positive and negative terminal for some of my connections. It simplifies the connection of everything in the future. So I connected the batteries and checked the voltage, and it's still at 1280. Then I connected the charge controller to the bus bars, or to the batteries. And it runs through a cycle and confirms the 12.8 volts again. It's cycling through the state of the solar panels that are not connected, and it'll then tell us the state of the battery, and then it tells us the state of any output that we've got connected, and we have no output connected. So there's lots of zeros, but it still says 12.8 volts. It's pretty hard to go wrong connecting it because there's pictures of solar panels, plus and minus, battery plus and minus, and then a picture of a light bulb for any power going out, plus and minus. So if you had no other instructions on how to put this together than the manual that comes with this solar charge controller, you would be able to complete this same task. So it's now telling me it's receiving 14 volts because the solar panels are not facing the sun, and it's putting 13 volts into the batteries. I'm going to put the charge controller up on the wall inside the bus so that I can review the state of batteries and state of charge. Then I add my inverter, which converts 12 volts to 110, and I can basically run any 110 appliance I feel like, because this is 2,000 watts and will run up to 3,000 watts for a short term. It's a green light to tell me it's working okay, so it's all set up. That's simple. Well, I told you these are all old solar panels. Those two little ones are 20 years old. This is a 5-year-old one. I'm not sure they're still available. So I'm going to put links to all of these products that I've shown you today. And if you want to, go follow up on them. I actually I bought my solar controller and I bought my inverter before I bought batteries. At first they were just sitting in boxes, and then I went looking for batteries, found some old used ones, and I'm quite surprised. They're still in much better shape than today I found out they're in better shape than I thought they were. So, don't have much more to say. Can't really tell you much about setting up a solar system other than it's pretty simple. So I'm going to say goodnight with a view of my beach today. This is where I did my work today, and I met a lot of interesting people as they came along and asked me what I was doing. So it took me all day to do that. Who's that dude? There's some guy running across the beach with a damn dog. Look at that. Hey mister, you cannot run around with a dog like that. You're going to upset his tummy.
I don't think I've ever ran that far in my life.
Well, who's that? What's the name of your dog?
His name is Cruz.
Cruz? Wait. This is my friend Chrome and his dog Cruz. If you're not already subscribed, go subscribe to Van City Van Life. And I'll see you again tomorrow, I think.